let's just jump into Himmel. The Strat's from north. You're sending a CS straight like this to here. It kind of has to be a CS. It could be another medium tank, but with a CS, you might spot people crossing here, and you're good in time to run away. And yeah, you're basically just spotting this. The 8 line, so they can never pressure like this without you seeing it, and they can't. You might be able to see this as well, or if they come across courtyard like this. If they are, you just run away with the CS. Back to like either here or here if you can. This guy can come to this side, so you have like a crossfire, like crossfire here, so he doesn't get caught if there's people coming around. Obviously, at the meantime, you will have cap pressure on, so if they're sending a lot like this, you can probably just cap out. If there is something here, you just pressure it out, because they normally have like a tank here to reset the people here. So you can probably just kill it with your one medium and one heavy. So you would end up something like this, maybe like this. Maybe you come back after you're not going to be able to cap, but it depends. If you are thinking you can cap, then obviously sit in the cap for now. But most teams will probably just come over to like here to try and get a reset on this guy. Yeah, they'll just try and get here to get a reset and see if they can trade this guy off well while pushing this, probably. That's if, they are sending like a lot here and here. Yeah, so that's if they go like heavy 8 line or heavy courtyard. If they play heavy 1-2, then most likely you're just sending most of your team here to fight on E1, F1, and you just try and win this fight. Yeah, kind of just simple as that. They might try and punish you crossing and then join in, but like your main is just you bring a lot of your team, probably 5 tanks, and you just go fight this. They'll probably have one guy here, and you'll kind of know that they're not. You'll know that they're not playing 8 line, so they'll most likely be here, pressuring this. You try and punish this cross if you can, and yeah, you just start fighting it if you can. If they open like quite passively with, I don't know, like 2 tanks here, a tank here, taking courtyard with 2, and like a guy staying on the window, so they get full info. So they see you crossing, like this. Because they'll spot you like this and from this window. If they have a CS or fast medium tank. In that case, again, you just put cap pressure on. They'll most likely, if they're sending anything courtyard, you will just push this out. If they're not sending anything courtyard and they're just sitting passively, then this guy can just cap out. These guys don't commit. These guys are only committing if there is very little out here, and they're pressuring this. If they are not pressuring this, then you just don't push this out. You just put one in the cap, and then you just hold for now and see what they do. Really, don't really want to push into this. You could, but it's risky because obviously you get shot on this cross. You can get shot on this cross. Yeah, it's just a bad fight to take, really. For North, I think that's kind of everything for this. Right, here is another strat for North. It's a bit more split, as you can see. Personally, I would just keep to the 1-2 one. It's just very simple. This one is probably a bit more difficult to do. Yeah, you're just using the CS again to do, or medium tank to do the same thing. Just spot the 8 line in the beginning and spot this if you can. He probably will eventually go to this window after that, just to see if he can see this, and then he goes to this window to basically see this rotation if they try and rotate back to courtyard. But yeah, you're going like 8 line with these double heavy tank to go into here. You need to be obviously careful though that they are not coming 8 line first. This is kind of the danger of this strat. Like if they are playing 8 line, they might just dump over you and you will die. If you get caught here and they push, you die. If you're like back here, then you may be okay. So like in the beginning, you probably want to set up like, it's either like this with like the CS spotting. You could even do like put him somewhere else if you wanted, but I just want to make sure I have deep info on 8 line. They just sit here for now. After like, I don't know, 20 seconds, maybe. You then can pressure up into the courtyard. And then with this courtyard, you can shoot across to this if you want. If they try and cross a guy here, you obviously have spot 3 line. You should have basically full info at this point, so you know what they're doing. But yeah, if they play like they play full 1-2 or like a lot here and 1-2, you obviously take courtyard off them because you have a CS in this window. You spot all rotations back to the courtyard. So they're basically forced to pressuring 1-2. Hopefully you're in time to punish their cross. You have 3 guys back here that can kind of choose on how they set up. You can put double in here, you can put 1 here, or 1 back here. There's a lot of setups. Probably this is best because you force them to come into this, but no, it's up to you. But yeah, if they are heavily pressuring the cap, then you just come around them with the double heavies and probably the medium tank. This medium tank can either come to like here as well. And now, since you get this control, you can reset the cap pretty easily. So they might be forced to repush this or repush this. Just full push 1-2, then obviously you need to make sure you're in the game with the medium tanks. They probably just want to drive across to here. These double heavies just drive as well. Depends on obviously where they are. You know, if they're all sitting here still, you just drive across to try and tap this cross and just help them. Yeah, all depends on where the heavy tanks are. It's kind of like another reason you could set up like this as well, so they don't catch this guy, and he just comes forward into this little like pocket bit. This guy goes back, maybe. This guy has to probably stay. And yeah, you just use the crossfire, wait for your team to come in and repressure them. If they're playing courtyard, it's harder, I guess, because you're blocked off from it, but it depends on how much they have 8 line. If they're sending like, I don't know, double into courtyard and double 8 line, obviously you can't pressure that. But they shouldn't really be able to do anything with it. They might be able to like come for this guy, but that at that point you need to bring your heavy tanks to like here to support them. Maybe this medium tank goes over as well to help them. And then you just hold the 8 line with a double heavy tank. If they are like full 8 line, well, I don't know, they send like 5 down 8 line. Obviously, hopefully you're back here in the beginning, so you can pressure back into this. Hopefully you can just basically try and trade off your tanks as best as you can. While these guys are probably reinforcing this way, or maybe like this. I mean, maybe you could drive like this, I guess, to come to like here first, then do this, but then you get spotted in the window on this cross. But yeah, it's dangerous anyway to being able to get caught with this. Ideally, you go like back into here with like a medium tank back here. This medium tank can come help you. Yeah, this medium tank can come help you as well. Maybe, maybe he just joins like this, and you just trade off your health with your double heavy and maybe your medium tank that's here, as well as you can, before these people arrive. Yeah, that's kind of it for this strat. Right, here is a replay from North. This is basically the 1-2 strat. I mean, most people are playing 1-2, something like this. As you can see, LCS is currently in the wrong place. He should not be in the window. He should be on the corner, like I ping. He does go, but you need to be very careful. There you go. And we spot the AMX, so now we know what they're pushing 8 line. And we spot the guy on hill. So now it's kind of just like we should just push the 1-2 here because they have 1 on the hill, 2 on the 8 line. We should be able to catch the Caro 279. And it's not that bad of a trade. We have the Hurricane staying in the back to get the crossfire, and yeah, we catch the Hurricane, the Caro, and we catch this 279. Not well, I guess, because he has the V4 in support, but like we caught a free Caro. They tried to repush us, and we just kind of won. Really, we just had very good positions. So yeah, there you go. A pretty simple game. They should. It's very hard to split like that and win. Yeah. But here is another replay from North. Again, this is just a very bog standard going 1-2. So I guess we will see how this one goes. Um, yeah, on this one, obviously the Sheridan is in the right place. He's very quick, so he sees the Leo, which is quite surprising, to be honest. Um, but yeah, he could have definitely just sat on the cap here, probably with the two more tanks, really. But it's fine just to have one in the cap and put pressure and take the positions on J1. Technically, you could have said the 260 should have gone down with BZ. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this cross is just painful as fuck for them to try and pressure this across. Um, and yeah, like we trade very well off it. But, I mean, as I was saying, like we could probably send two down here. David comes into the cap with me to put more cap pressure on, and everything else can probably stay the way it was. Yeah, I mean, game is over now. They tried to do that recross, and it's not very good when you're pushing into basically full tanks with decent crossfires. Um, yeah, and we win by cap because they don't even decap me, right? Unlucky for Holmes dying. Alright, well, that's kind of it for North. Right, here is a strat for North. South, sorry. This is basically kind of a strat just to hold, basically, but then take courtyard control because most people are playing the 1-2. Yeah, I mean, most people are just pressuring this and trying to get cap pressure on because it's very easy. This side kind of sucks in that regard. But basically, the idea is you're sending your double heavy across like this. Draw an arrow so it's more obvious. Like this. They go, if they send anything window, they can kind of just murder him, kind of for free. If they have a good timing, the heavy tank is either like too slow to cross or doesn't want to cross, and if he's crossed already to here, he does not see this, basically. Unless he's like really peeking like on the left side of this. But I think it's still impossible, I think. I would need to check again. But yeah, you just go like this. You go to here and you murder him before hopefully his team arrives. If they're playing 8 line, you just like sit in the little gap here to live for as long as you can. While these probably 2 heavies are pressuring out this side, or they're coming back to reinforce the 8 line. If they're playing heavy 1-2, then you just kind of hold with these 2 tanks, try and get some shots onto like anything here. Now the only safe spot is basically on the the building in the gap, which this map doesn't show, unfortunately. But yeah, there'll be a guy here, and then you need to kind of decide how you want to break it or get rid of this guy, which is kind of the hard part of this map. Like ideally you try and get this control, but because you have these 2 guys here, you're kind of forced to repressure this. You either come with like all of your team like this and try and come over to here to just kill him while you're pushing this at the same time, or you can bring a double medium tank back and this guy and then just come like this with all of you and just repressure this to try and get it to F1. Obviously, it's very difficult because they just punish it. So what you could do is you go with like one of your heavy tanks to here, maybe like another tank to here, probably. Uh, you bring your medium tanks back, your heavy tank, maybe it just comes to here actually, and you just pressure this out. The same, like before you do this though, you peek with this guy to like make them have something else to aim at. As well as this guy, he can even be here technically. I guess this is maybe even better because you can maybe get a shot into the back of this. Um, and yeah, like you just basically pressure this, try and kill the guy in the cap. He has nowhere safe to be. You have basically all crossfires. They'll obviously punish you going in more than likely because they'll have some people here. But you just have to kind of take the punishment and repressure into this, and now you can start capping yourself. Obviously, they'll probably repush this guy if they're intelligent. They'll have like a guy here and maybe a guy here just to watch this angle, and have the rest aiming. But yeah, that's kind of like the bad part of the strat with having 2 in the south. You could obviously put these two heavy tanks somewhere else if you wanted to. I mean, I'll show you another strat of mostly where you go this way. But yeah, I mean, for now it's just, you know, if they try and full push 1-2, they can't basically because you have these double heavy tank and just punish the cross as well. You can kind of like drive in a way to try and get a shot like this. This guy gets a shot. After this guy spots this rotation, he can even come back to here as well as this guy. Or he comes like this. Yeah, I mean, you could, like, technically instead of rotating double medium tank, you could go like double medium tank back here, and then one of your medium tanks goes here, and then you go something like this instead. You know, so this medium tank can run away if he gets pressured, and then pressure this with 3 heavy tanks instead of 2 mediums, and then you come to like maybe here with the other 2 heavy tanks taking the shot from this guy, getting into this little, I don't know, gap, and you can shoot the back of this, right? Although maybe you can shoot the back of this from here, maybe. But yeah, you just try and make a crossfire on this whole area if you can. If they go, say they go 8 line, I guess. Heavy 8 line, you're normally kind of okay. So again, like if they come 8 line, you go double tank, double heavy tank in here. You have this guy who can either come to here or just come to here to shoot the 8 line peak. If they keep on pushing, you're probably bringing these double heavy tanks straight either like this or like this. Kind of depends, I guess, on how much is pushing. I mean, you could also just play the cap as well. I mean, it really depends on how much they send A line. If it's, I mean, they need to send more than probably 4, really. It also depends on how fast they are. You know, if they're going straight, you should be able to see them before you commit, and then just stop here and then wait. Or you go to here and just stop and wait, and then you just bring your double heavy tank to here. Yeah, it really depends on when you spot it. If they're slow tanks, and you probably just get the courtyard for free, and then you can obviously, if there's a guy here, you kill him. If not, you can just go here. You should be able to see if there's anything crossing to the court, crossing to 1-2 from. Hopefully, you have a CS in the window, so you know how much is here. And if not, you have this guy as a backup to see how much is in 1-2 if they try and peek or come in like this behind and to fight these guys. But you know, if they're heavy 8 line, there shouldn't be a lot here. Probably max like 2, probably. And yeah, you just reinforce the 8 line, make sure they can't really peek on these people, and then you probably repressure it yourself, more than likely, because you should have this position to kind of shoot them staying here, and then you can just pressure the courtyard, or you can pressure all the way 8 line and combine on them from 2 sides. Yeah, I think that's everything for this strat. Right, here is another strat for the south. You are basically pushing straight into the 5 line and going behind them. That's basically the idea of the strat. With 5 heavy tanks, you have your double medium here just for spotting, that they're going either this way and then confirming that they're going this way. Again, if they go 8 line, you might just have a fight because there's 5 of you there. You might just, depends on how much punish you will take on crossing this. But you can maybe get a tank to here if they're fast, and you can spot them, well, you know, push them back possibly, and then cross over. But you know, if they just decide to YOLO you, you have 5 tanks. I can't really explain more than that. You will just have a fight. It depends on, you know, how you do it in that. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is if they come 1-2, I mean, like if they send something here and he doesn't spot this coming, he dies, right? So free kill for you. But if they go like full 1-2 to like pressure the cap, you do need to be kind of quick with it. Obviously, if you have like E100s and shit, you might need to play it a little differently. If you have E100s, I would probably play towards the 1-2. But if you have faster tanks, like even like VZ55s or BZs or 780s, 279s, like this is probably quick enough to do it. So you probably have this guy spotting this rotation at the beginning, and then he can either go south or go here. He probably wants to go south to try and be a bit more annoying, to get resets if there's anyone here. This guy will also try and peek on if there's anything here to get a reset. So hopefully you get a reshot with these, a reset with these two people. In the meantime, you're just pushing this, and if they send anything to A2, you just go towards it and kill it. If they have anything here, you just kill it, and you just pressure it to this with like, I don't know. Let's say there is something in A2. I would probably send like 3 across, maybe 2. Depends on like where they're aiming and how much they have like here. But you might need to send 3. 1 to here. This guy can join as well. If they come to this side, hopefully this guy can shoot them. So it's possible. I mean, you could like if there is a lot of cap pressure and there's like 3 in cap. Obviously, you just need to probably send it to here with like most of your team to get resets and then deal with this guy later. Maybe you just like leave one guy to watch this cross and the other ones come to here. If they go full 1-2 and then just want to push you out, then that's fine. Like this guy just leaves, this guy just leaves. These guys just cover each other somewhere. Like it really depends on how they do it. You probably want to set up like, I don't know, like something. Ideally, you get all the way back to here or something, and you sit maybe something like this. So you're watching this cross and you're watching this, and you're not too far out the fight. But it really depends on how they go. If they go like this guy needs to run early. This guy will just need to run if they just send it, so he's not caught, and you catch anything that's here instead. Yeah, that's kind of it for this. Right, here is the first game for South. I think this will be one of the strats I just showed you of going the courtyard. So yeah, skip a little bit ahead. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we go courtyard. Obviously, this timing is quite weird. They have a lot of 277s, and we still just managed to get past in time, or David does. Obviously, I take a shot. Should have taken 2, but it's fine. Because we are more heavy 8 line here, we can just stop this push because we have double TT, which is very nice. And we can just go after this guy. We need to pressure the 1-2 as well because the whole team is on 8 line. So we can kind of just take that control kind of for free. I go pressure this 260 with the descent, and we can kill him kind of for free. They have a batch out on hill, which is, I mean, it's okay, but yeah, now we can just, because they have a guy on the hill that's completely out, we get this free kill on this 260. We can start probably progressing on the 8 line. Or now that 9-0 is now spotted going towards the 1-2, we probably want to maybe try and isolate him as well. But they are pushing 8 line, so now we should just focus back on 8 line. Like you just bring the CSVZ over and they should die. I mean, I think they lost one crossing as well, because you can shoot that cross pretty easily from where the VZ is. They're a bit of crossfire now, but like it's 2 guns up and we're up a lot of health. Game is kind of over by now. I mean, they kind of just got fucked on opener, kind of. Yeah, like as you can see, this like 260 in this this position is not very safe. Though you could argue that he should have definitely ran away when he saw David crossing and me, but a lot of people don't because they don't expect you just to push this guy, but you can definitely catch him. And yeah, I mean, this game turned out to be 7-0, I think. So yeah, can't really complain. And there we go. Right, here is the second replay from South. Enemy team is playing 1-2. And they're sending a guy window, which is kind of good for us. Hopefully we can kind of catch him. Don't mind that. Shooting my teammate out of spite or something. I don't know why the Batchat went down D-line like that. He should have just went in the courtyard and not been spotted doing this, and who would have been in a much better position because the 60p wouldn't know that we're just yellowing into him. Because now he has support, right? And now it's gonna be very hard to try and kill him. Yeah, we're in a bit of a hard game now, because we have two in the south, being kind of just stopped from doing anything. Um, yeah, we just at this point just need to try and stop these like whole repeaks basically, and slow play for now. EBR is like a bit of a problem in the cap, but losing the bat chat is a bigger problem. I just decided to just push the 1-2 because basically we have to. There's no other resets from anywhere. Um, and yeah, we're just forced to do this, push it. We just, because they repushed the 1-2, they have a 4v2 there, so let's obviously try and go kill the other two tanks that are kind of alone, so we can equal out the kills a little bit. We're doing okay on the 1-2. We did okay damage. Can't really complain. Now it's just all about killing the 705A without losing any of the tanks, really. Obviously, we kill him now. Or I will kill him. Very nice. Not a bad trade at all. Just put the ZBR on my left. Unlucky, I got hit there. But could have just said I should have just stayed, to be honest, but it's whatever. Yeah, now I mean that guy pushing in was very helpful for us. But now yeah, now it's just all about how well can you play the end game and not being shot. I have to wait for David to come in with his health. And now we can start just using David's health to get other guns out of the game, basically. And now this guy is alone versus 3 tanks. So we've done pretty well at shielding our allies here. I think, I mean, everything's basically a 2-shot, or was a 2-shot, until he hit me, so now everything's a 2-shot. And yeah, we wrap up the game pretty nicely, if I do say so myself.